Mike the Ref Maloney, Big Bad Boris on the call here tonight.
Let's go!
Third! The Super Kick Party! Yeah, pay the money for that. No one. And of course, you're gonna get the Coffin skin. Hey, yo, 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 and away we go. Happy Saturday night to one and all here, and welcome to the AEW Collision Sidecast. It's been a hot minute. First time we're going to be doing this. I'm looking forward to this, as long as I can get it to work, because, well, I'm in Canada and things suck up here, so when it comes to getting a hold of our other shows, it's probably going to be close to the bell when it's going to come up here, so play it by ear. We'll see what happens here. Welcome. Good to see everyone here. It's been a fun week. It's been a fun week in wrestling. We got some good. We got some bad. We got the debut of the new Elite tonight. So I'm assuming Kazuchika Okada is going to be in action with the Elite, with the Bucks tonight. Or the Jacksons, as they really be called. Our main event's supposed to be the six-way match with the House of Black taking on Team Mark Briscoe, Jeff Jarrett, Jay Lethal, which who knows how that's going to go. As I keep fishing around trying to see what AEW's coming up on the screen here. Nothing up yet, so I'll just have to keep trying here before we get going here. So it would be nice if they just had a search function here. So we'll see what happens as we get close to the timeline. But hell, I think the only controversy, like, we've been relatively controversy free for a while here, and it's I think the only controversy we've really had is the firing of Kevin Kelly from commentary here, which, if you're going to trash, if he claims that he's getting trashed, well, I get it. But I think he's got to be a little bit more careful on picking his words here on some of this stuff, because it's not exactly, social media isn't exactly the best place to post that kind of stuff. And especially as somebody as well loved as Riccaboni. And I'll be honest, the few times that I got a chance to watch Collision with Kelly on there, and that was just from his run at when they had the shows in Canada. They actually had it on TV here in Canada, not on the on-demand channel. While he's great at telling stories, getting the specifics down and learning more about what's involved with the wrestlers, it seemed like he was very disjointed from the actual story of the show. It's sort of like, best example I give is when I'm in there, when I was commentating for a different wrestling promotion, sometimes I'd have to go in right before the show to start commentating. But if I don't get in there early enough and they got a story they want to tell, or it's somebody that I don't know and they have to tell the story, you gotta find out how to get those words out and gotta get that story out. You gotta learn these facts. And if you're not willing to do the extra job and coming in and learning all those stories, it almost felt like either he didn't have time to or he wasn't willing to. I can't say which one it was because I don't know his itinerary and I don't want to question his character. But the outer product that came out felt very disjointed. Like it was almost the same way that I would do commentary. And I'll admit my style of commentary wasn't exactly the best because we were on the outside not knowing everything that was going on. So forgive me if I keep flipping back towards the TV here because I'm trying to get us here so we can actually watch this together here. As we get closer to the 6 o'clock hour here, you always want to see that feed come up. I just wish there was a search function on this, because that would be the ultimate for me. A lot of tennis going on. But yeah, like overall, like I'll never question somebody in terms of showing up and doing the work. It's a thankless job doing commentary, which I'm more than familiar with. You can tell I'm getting a little angry here at this, just trying to. This is why many Canadians aren't watching AEW right now, because literally it doesn't show up the way it should. I'll just exit out and go back in again one more time just to be safe. Because you would think 2 minutes before showtime they'd actually have the feed up, right? Or do I have to look up another account here or something? Oh, that's why. Okay. I hope. Forgive me, it's my first night watching this, so that's probably why we're having issues here. But yeah, it's going to be a good time watching tonight. See if it just popped up here or not. Come on, computer, you can do this. Ah. Welcome everybody. Just sorry about the little headaches here. Just trying, like I said, just trying to get on here so I could actually watch this. So realistically, this should be on right now already, I do believe. Because, yeah, the clock's almost down, so maybe we got to physically wait until 6 o'clock before it shows up. But yeah, I was, and also one thing I heard is we're gonna hear from FTR after all these consecutive losses that they've been going through. So. Oh, come on, computer. Let's do this. Sorry, everybody, for, thanks for your patience. We're going to get on this in just a second here. This better not be a routine thing, because I'm really getting upset with this. Love technology. Just give me 1 sec. I'll be up, guys. I will say the new aesthetics and the new thoughts that they're going through is actually a really positive thing for me here. So, and the fact that everything's just been somewhat just such a breath of fresh air in a way that it isn't just, if you're wondering what I'm doing right now, I'm going back to log into my TSN account because for some reason I should be watching this on a legal stream for the way things are going here. So weird that they don't actually have everything lined up right now, ready to go. Rampage they got. That's on demand. Sorry, folks, for everything here. Trying to navigate this stupid app on the first. Give this one more shot, and then maybe I might have to take a look at it through. Hey, McG. I wish TSM was a little easier to get on to here. So I'm trying to watch it right now. How you doing today, Seth? Hope everything's going well. Nothing about a telecommunications easy, yeah. You'd almost think they'd make it easier to get on here, right? Three nine. Are you? No, that's 8 o'clock Eastern. So what am I talking about? This should be on live right now. I'm going to have to see if I can get it on my TV or on my computer here, so forgive me if I'm missing the first bit of this. Hope you're doing well today, McG. Life should be treating you well, I hope. Of course, I can get Collision on my laptop. Of course, I'm missing Shane Taylor. And all right, well, we're here now. That's what matters. Got it on my old computer here. During the commercial, I'm going to see if I can get this fixed up, but I've been looking forward to this match for a while. Take it easy today. Went to the big city Toronto last night to see Burt Kreischer. Oh, nice. How was the show? I hope it was a lot of fun for you. It's Saturday. Hey, Zodiac, good to see you here. I'm going to have to yell at TSN for not having their app work well, but other than that, life is going good. He had great opening acts, and he was so good. I hate to say this because I know one of my best friends is a comedian, which we all know. I don't get out to many comedy shows. Honestly, I don't get much out to anything, but, you know. But, yeah, I've heard his act is absolutely spectacular from what I've heard. Everything I've seen. But Zodiac, how's your day today? Like, we're talking about going to see nice comics. The girlfriend really liked Kreischer, so I got her tickets for... Nice. Good to get the brownie points here. Always good to get the extra brownie points when you can, my friend. So, how much do you guys know of Shane Taylor here? I know him from some of the experience I've seen on ROH TV. He's so genuine. He cried after the show saying how much he... You know what? A lot of people... It's one reason I do love going to some of those. Spent all day scripting, recording, and editing, and then you went out for... Hey, craft beer. Frankly, you get the big win on that one. But, recording in, yeah, I'll be honest, I've been plotting down thoughts for the How the Ref Will Book challenge, because now that I have special criteria that I have to follow that you guys are going to know about once we get going here, I'm looking forward to see how we could get that set up properly, but, oh, there it is. About freaking time. Ugh. I guess it shows up late on the TV app, so I can just... Perfect. Now I feel normal here. All right, thanks for contributing, by the way. I want to see what the daily tally is for this. We are now officially at 97,000, so at 100,000, I'm going to actually announce what our special stipulation is. But also, as you can see, we've now... after talking about stuff on Wednesday for the stream, I've actually set up a new sub goal now, if you've seen on the screen there. We've been talking about this Woo Energy and trying it out and whatnot. If I get to 30 subs, I'll pay the tariff and all that, and we'll get a case of Woo Energy up here, and we will give it a try and see what it's like, and all those powerful mushrooms and such. But yeah, in terms of scripting, yeah, I don't envy anymore, because how do I feel about WWE having the Prime on their mats? Well, it's only going to be on PLEs and for WrestleMania. Last night was just a show what you're going to do kind of thing. As long as they can make it a material so the referees aren't slipping all over the place, And it's going to be all over the stream, which is going to make it sound a little real corny and cheesy. Like, I feel bad enough trying to plug my stuff here all the time. Can you imagine what they're going to be doing as they're going across? But other than that, I really don't care. I'm not here to watch the wrestling. Yeah, Zodiac, you got it right up there. WWE's owned by UFC. They've been doing this for years. And they were actually saying Logan Paul is the first person to get a sponsorship both for UFC and WWE. Like, I'll be frank, by the summer, I could see the middle turnbuckle having sponsorships on them. The top and the bottom will be the logo of the company, and then the middle one will be a sponsor. I could see that easily here. And it's all about what you're going to have there. If the Prime bottles get a little skinnier and longer, well, you know what they're going to draw. You know what people are going to draw on it. Going to be known as the penis ring. Just like we have the on the stage here, we have the two. Well, I was going to say covers, but I guess we can figure out as condoms possibly at that point. I gotta get these buttons labeled better so I can see them quicker. But yeah, it's all about the design. Like, you're gonna get the ads no either way. Hey-o! But it doesn't matter which way if you can make money, you're gonna make money, right? WWE makes a lot of money. They want to make more money. But yeah, I have no problem with it whatsoever here. And so I was talking about it as I was painfully trying to get the stream put together here for the show. What do you guys think about the whole Kel and Kevy situation? Hey, Ed, how you doing? Hope you're doing well, my friend. Watching a little AEW Collision for the first time. I really like the aesthetic here. And Ed's contributed 2050 or 2050, so I'm assuming it's 2000. Ooh. Okay, so 226 points away. 226 points away. Yeah, 2,000 is max, but that was the total he has, period. Yeah, 2,000 you could do per day. He did 50 another day before. Because, some people... You could only do one contribution, I believe, a day to it. And if you just accidentally put 50 and realize you have another whatever amount. But, yeah, McG. I was bringing it up at the beginning of the show here. As far as I'm concerned, Kevin Kelly's a good commentator, don't get me wrong. But he isn't a make-or-break guy. Ribicani is absolutely loved by everybody at AEW. And I love his style of calling matches. There's a little bit more passion in there than the analytical side that Kevin Kelly provides, I think. Someone may get to 100,000. Hey, 200. Well, is it just 226 left to go? So I didn't actually bang down the exact numbers of what I got to do here. So you say he didn't want to do commentary. Yeah, well, that's exactly it. Like, I'm sure they would have kept him around. But the thing is, if you're... Oh, Jesus. I love that Northern Lariat. Now, that's an illegal pin. If you guys didn't notice, Shane Taylor just had an illegal pin there. You and Big G make up for more than 50% of that. Hey, you know what? Those points are free, folks, and you get them just for watching. So make sure if you're not sure what I'm talking about there, if you see below the chat, there's a little logo with my face flexing right there. Please feel free to click it, and you can add your own points to our little job creation here. So, but yeah, if you don't want to work every week, if you don't want to work, if you want special conditions made up for you, you need to be on your best behavior. I think that's pretty much an obvious thing. And I'll be frank, like I didn't get a chance to watch a lot of Kevin Kelly at AEW. I did watch him during the Canadian tour because it was on our free TV. I'm ahead of you. I just had a cannonball go across my screen, so. Oh, nice counter. Yeah, I know you're watching using different means, and I don't blame you. As a content creator, I always try to make sure I use all the legal means to watch everything, just because I know it's a big company. Danielson pulled out that win. That is cool. That's a lot of people are saying he's expected to win this no matter what, but he made Shane Taylor look great in this match. You know, Nigel's not saying a damn word positive right now. I always pay per pay-per-view, but I'll be getting TSN Plus. Yeah, you know what? I don't blame you, because hell, look what happened to the stream here today. Ooh, here we go. Looks like somebody's got to pay a visit right now. Danielson makes everyone look great. He's the new Jericho. He's what Jericho should be right now. Man, if this is our main event for Dynasty, or semi-main, I guess, would be the case, because Tony Khan's so insistent on having the heavyweight title match as a main. So if people are asking why I think Ospreay and Strickland will main event All In for the world title, I think that Tony Khan is insistent on having a heavyweight title as the main match, right? The title should be the bit. In many ways, yes. I got to counter to that, but I want to get to this promo first before we get too crazy here. He's trying to put over Danielson, and this crowd's just trying to chat Ospreay. Yeah, you knew this was going to happen once in a while. Props to catering. They got the mute thing here. Weird not seeing Danielson be second in fan reaction. There's levels to this stuff, and Ospreay's just on another. Yeah, I get it. Like, Ospreay's just on another level right now. I don't want to say flavor of the month, but he's the newest car that's come into the parking lot, so you gotta love Ospreay's delivery. It's Cheeky Nando's. Ah, I thought the warm feeling was just some Nando's in his stomach. Please say this is a dynasty.
That's about half right. I have something I want to ask you, and I have something that I want to say to you. First,
Ospreay is today and the future. Danielson is the old guard rising the other talent. Absolutely, Zodiac. I completely agree with you. Like Ospreay, Okada. We're going to talk about Banks here a little bit here as we go, or Monet.
and secondly, I saw the match that you had with Takeshita at Revolution.
Everybody's going to be putting over that match.
You win, but that was one of the best damn matches I've ever seen.
Hot diggity dog.
Listening to you in the media scrum after, where he said for years he's been screaming into the camera how he's the best wrestler in the world, and he came here to prove it.
All right.
Well, I want to give you a chance to prove it.
Yeah.
What do you say? Bryan Danielson versus Will Ospreay at AEW.
Well, there you go. Everybody in the crowd's like, no, tonight. Gotta hand it to Danielson. He so casually turned himself that way to face off. Oh my, this is gonna be amazing. Yeah, we can cut the match count down by about 4. Love this. This is great. I love what both it's not that hard. I like you. It's two great wrestlers and they just want to go at it. They want to compete. You don't need much of a storyline for that. Don't get me wrong, some of these you're going to need a storyline, but some are just like, no, we have to know who's best. That's all we got to do is just know who's best. All right, we're heading to the commercial break here. We're going to get the new Elite up next. So we got, we're probably going to get Okada and Kingston at Dynasty, I would think. To me, that would make the most sense. Because eventually they're going to set up having Hangman and Omega work with Kingston, but Kenny is a long ways away. I don't know, did any of you guys get a chance last night? Kenny Omega, right around, I think it was around 6 Eastern. He actually hopped on the old Twitch box, the Cleaner Corner. And he was playing a little Street Fighter 6 open lobby, just anybody could come up and fight. He's got a hell of a know. But I will say this. If you're a one and done with him, he is an absolute rager, and I loved every second of it. If you're a one and done, or you beat him soundly, or you either beat him soundly or you beat him just by a hair on some fluke move, he gets downright angry. And I loved the salt was flowing big time during that stream. He had Jabali there sort of as a stream reader and a buffer and, only answering certain questions as they were going along. They didn't want to talk too much about AEW as they were going along because, well, there's not much you can say. I don't know whether he's actually lost the EVP status backstage or if it's, or that was just kayfabe. Which, yes, I know he's not, he'll be part of the Elite forever and all that stuff, but we'll see. But, yeah, this is, it's quite entertaining to watch him. He says he's probably going to be going Friday afternoons consistently now, so it's going to be definitely worth checking out here. And, yeah, just looking up here. The cycle of wrestling is actually going to be very amazing going forward. Like, I was just getting to that before the break. I had to cycle through a few things to get to it. Mercedes Moné actually just had a recent interview saying that she expects to go back to WWE someday. And now all the social media universe has decided to say that, oh, this is doom and gloom for AEW and they're second rate and all that. I'm like, you like chicken, you like steak. Sometimes you want chicken, sometimes you want steak. So right now she wants to have steak. Give her a little bit of time, she'll go back to having chicken. Hey, return of the enhancement talent. Well, I forgot Collision has enhancement talent more often. You gotta love the EV-alator. And now all three of them are wearing robes. Like, seriously, the Bucks look like they wear pajamas to the ring. Like, this doesn't help the stereotype for common wrestlers. Oh, so excited they got their extra pyro. Making 2024 Trio's debut. So are they actually going to try and sync this up? They got close. It was close. I'll give them credit on that. So Okada didn't even use the heel entrance. He just came down the middle like the EVPs did. That is awesome. This crowd is going insane for Okada. I love it. Nice little pose there. You tell me that isn't going to be a screenshot capture for a lot of these videos. But as we're waiting for this intro to finally finish up, I want to say thank you to everybody for stopping by here tonight. It's really hard to determine what kind of response you're going to get on a first-time show. And it seems like we're getting a pretty decent response to start off, and I hope this is going to be the start of a great future here. Now, I'll be frank, if Tony Khan is dumb enough to put a Collision on top of WrestleMania, I got a weird feeling we might not do that one that week. Just throwing it out there. But I am really excited to get into, regardless, try to get into 2K24 here. I actually picked it up yesterday, so it's all downloaded and ready to go. John Cruz might not really want this. Oh, great heelish work there. That is a hell of a flapjack. It's going to be interesting to see what kind of heel work Okada could really do. Jesus! Can I just say that AEW hit a home run here? Oh, while you guys are here, I was just talking to my emote artist. Is there any emotes that you would like here that you haven't seen yet from us here? By the way, if you are subscribed, you get some special AEW emotes. I am coming up with a raid emote soon, but that's one off the top of my head. But if there's anything else that you see there that you want to look at. You notice the Bucks never got in the ring the whole time here. Just a Rainmaker done. Can't wait for Okada's first singles match. And that's probably going to be, I'm going to assume Dynasty. Kingston's got to come down. Oh, there he is. You notice he's only carrying one championship with him. Had to make yourself a little drinky poo? Hey, it's a... Give you an extra... I'll give you an NBA Jam coin for that. Maybe throw some shrooms at you. It's always a step up. Who the hell are you? Cyclope? Damn. So during the trios match, you did have a single. The Bucks didn't do a single thing. Are we assuming Hangman and Omega will come back to face the Elite? Yeah, I think that's where it's gonna go. Who's coming down now? What the hell? Pac came out the heel entrance though. Oh, oh God. Matt almost hung himself there. Okay. Can I just say Dynasty has just decided to load itself up pretty cool here? You knew Pac was coming back, you just didn't know when. Jesus. Oh, you know, we just started talking about something, and all of a sudden, boom! I don't think he's out here to help anybody. I think he's here to just get a fight. Revolution's the beginning of an AEW upswing. Abso-freaking-lutely. Is that a new mask for Penta? Whoa, okay. Yeah. Wednesday? Yeah, let's just So we got Jay White, Darby Allin. We got a debut that we know is coming. Jesus, and we got this 6-man tag now. Like, oh, and there's Serena Deeb's been dropping hints that she's gonna be the special, or she's gonna be the first opponent for Mercedes. I'm not sure how she figures that because she just showed up. I really don't want to see that on Darby again. If I don't see that much blood anytime soon, I'll be a happy man. Okay, here comes the copycat. Well, at least Mariah's got a gimmick now. Not just a copycat hell-struck lover of Toni Storm or wannabe. I don't know whether it's a wannabe lover or whatnot. You can't tell me that ain't going to be a hell of a match. Oh, I absolutely love Mariah and everything she's doing right now. They're bringing up an ROH talent to come work with her, so that's actually great. Give her versus Hater and I am in hip. Yeah, absolutely. Ever notice Darby's new paint looks like similar to a devil mask? He's going to Dance of the Devil in, what is it, 17 days? But but seriously, he has to walk by dead bodies to get where he needs to go to finish this. Like, I'm sorry, that's like Indiana Jones stuff that I just don't know if I could stomach. Oh, yes, we get our first Toni with an I award tonight, too. Which I'm assuming she'll probably give to herself. The craziest part of it, if you die, there's no turning back, you stay there, yeah. That's why we were saying she's got... she's got that point where... you have to cross dead bodies because a lot of people just simply weren't allowed to go anywhere. And I'll be honest, I don't know if Darby has the frame to do it. He's got the testicular fortitude, I'll guarantee you that, but... Mariah is just, so smooth in the ring right now. All her work with the Joshi wrestlers and that just pumped her up so much. Oh, and before I forget, don't forget, everybody, if you don't use a phone to do he has the frame. You see the locals there, they're tiny. Fair enough. Okay. It just seems like compared to everybody else, he's so small. That's the thing. As long as he's got enough LB on him to sustain the deprivation you're going to get through that whole thing. I don't even know how long it takes to do the climb. I would assume at least a few days, if not a week. But yeah, just a reminder that the clocks go forward tonight, so you're losing an hour of sleep. Which for most of you that don't work tomorrow isn't a big deal. I work, unfortunately, but you know what? I'll deal with that tomorrow night because we're going to be off on Sunday here. Back on Monday here with Tears of the Kingdom. Oh, that's right. We get Joe Wardlow on Monday too. Gosh dang it, we got this. This may be total crap, but they hide the average Navy SEALs like 5 seconds. I can believe it. Because of a lot of the activities they do. Oh, thank you, McG, for checking that out. It takes an average of 40 days to climb to the summit. Now, here's the question I have. I honestly legit don't know. For this climb, once you get to the top, do they bring you back by flight, or do they, or do you have to, or do you have to, you have to climb back down? Because I would assume you'd be up there until, well, got Jake Paul winning against Mike Tyson. Yeah, to be honest, number one, I won't be watching the fight because I really don't care a whole lot, but I can't see Jake Paul losing to an opponent that he's booking. He's almost like a promoter that, a promoter on an indie show has to put himself over, right? Cameron, how the hell you doing tonight? Do I let Karina cough? I haven't, I'll be honest, I haven't, I don't watch a lot of MMA. I don't watch a lot of MMA. I don't watch a lot of boxing. Ever since they got rid of, once they started including the tier systems or the weight classes, I pretty much just gave up on. I'll look up later. That's okay. I just Dribblers, I don't know if that was. And yes, new MLB in just over 10 days from now, so it's going to be pretty awesome here. Oh, okay. I'm just looking there. I'm like, oh, whatever. I'm just... Good for her. And Mariah May, good for her as well here. I'm glad everybody's doing good here. Dribblers, I'll be honest, I really don't care. I don't. And you want to keep going down this route? Well, all right. Give me 1 second here, chat. It's okay. You know, I don't Yeah, I think so. Let's do this right now. No, it's fine. I don't mind conversation. I appreciate it. No, I appreciate the following. I appreciate all the follow ages and whatnot. Don't get into a fight over it. But if somebody's gonna start going there for, I am gonna throw a timeout. I'm not throwing a ban. Let's just not. Of course, she's going to win the old... Oh, Jesus. The first Toni with an Eye Award goes to Mariah May. And... all right, we got a battle going on here. This is going to be fun. But yes, I would assume that this feud wasn't over just because of such a crappy ending there on behalf of the crappy ending of the pay-per-view. Let's face it. The worst match on the card was the women's match. Next to the 8-man scramble, which nobody thinks should have been there. Gotta love the good old "you deserve it." All right, well, this is, you know what? This is gonna set up a tag match on Wednesday. And Deanna's got to find a partner. Oh, I wonder who that could be. So we get... okay, so we also get... you play a new Fight Night... we'll see. Like, I'll be honest, I get into... I'll start with Diamond Dynasty a little bit, see how it plays out. We're going to move from... oh, Fortnite. I want to get a little bit more into Fortnite. I just need to find the time to. And I'll be honest, the best place to go on Sunday nights if you want to check out Fortnite, my buddies Shade Saw 86, Jaylee Baby, Quest for Jewels, they do it every Sunday night. They get together for that as we hit the commercial break here. So, yeah, we're popping all over the place here with conversation, which I don't mind. Blue Jays doing good. We'll see. They picked up a bunch of mid-level guys. It's sort of like the Vegas Golden Knights going out and picking up every rigger possible. They're turning into the LA Dodgers of the NHL. And in many ways, the Blue Jays are turning into the Oilers, a team that everybody expects to do good, but you don't know really what they're going to do. Actually, no, the Blue Jays are more like the Winnipeg Jets. Because the Winnipeg Jets, the Winnipeg Jets didn't do a whole lot, but they're being successful. The Oilers are more like the Baltimore Orioles. Because the Baltimore Orioles should win their division by about 600 games here. So they grab Votto for ticket sales. Absolutely, it's all about the money. Because he's actually a non-roster invite to camp here, so he's got to work his way up, which, if he can prove he can hit, I think he'd be a decent left-handed bat out of the on the side right now. He could take the place of Vogelback anytime. Just said Vogelback on a home run trot, and you can bring Votto in for a series. Sorry, I had to. It was way too easy. Sox look terrible. Yankees are going to choke somehow. And yeah, I just think the Orioles are just going to walk away with things. Tampa's always going to be there because they're going to find some 32nd round standout to check things out. But yeah, that's regular season starts in about 2 weeks, and honestly, by then, there's so much dang good wrestling going on right now. Like we got a ton of like AEW's running strong, WWE when The Rock isn't going promos, going long, going straight. By the way, did I not call this on Wednesday? And you people in the States who watched SmackDown last night know more than I do because we actually got a bit of a longer feed here in Canada. The Rock went long on his promo and the TV cut off from him. So, yeah, that's a thing. It was actually really funny here. So, by the way, folks, I'm going to make this plug here for... Yeah, he went long again, and he actually went outside of TV time. So, the... oh, God, here we go. Got to see Captain Crap again. Or CLB, as he's more fittingly called. So are we having a tag match before we start here? Because Nick Wade's in gear, Luchasaurus is in gear. Oh, Nick's wrestling tonight. But yeah, he definitely went long, and people didn't see on the regular TV. We did up here in Canada. Cody ended up slapping The Rock, and then they had to fade to black. Apparently, there was supposed to be a little bit more after that. But there's a fun part. If you go on the old X Machine, there's actually video of... So, Battle of the Belts, Saturday, April 13th. Yeah. So, we're going to get... So, if you see in the crowd, or beside the ring, underneath the cameras for The Rock's promo, there's a guy literally going like this to The Rock, and he keeps making his hand go bigger and bigger. So, it's like, dude, wrap it up, let's go. But it's really funny that way that goes. I want Rock on every last promo of the night so you get cut off each and every time. And I'm just going to wait for the ad to finish to get the plug for McGee and Zodiac in here. So if you're still hanging around here tonight, welcome back, by the way, for the ad break. We let the ad breaks run here. I try to just keep the stream going. It's an advantage for those that did subscribe. But if you have any channel points to spare, we do have a How the Ref Would Book challenge. It is a booking video that we are setting up here. People have always asked my opinions how I would book X and Y. Well, if you want me to do it, you're going to use your channel points to accomplish it. So check out the little picture of the man with the flexing arm below the chat, and you contribute points towards the goal, amongst other rewards that can come in play if you wish. But once we get to 100,000, which is 276 points away, or 226 points away, I'll reveal the special stipulation I got for this. So what did Tony Khan just tweet now? Oh, he's finally catching up on some of the stuff that's going on here. I love the fact that Nick Wayne gets a chance to work all the guys that he worked on the indies, just to get himself a little bit of confidence back here. Where we are, we're almost at an hour in, so this has been pretty cool the way things have gone so far, and I do like the fact that the commentary pace is a little bit slower overall. What do you guys think? As you're hearing McGinnis and Shivani, like, you know, when Excalibur's in there, he's got that extra level of excitement and just pushing more and more. We're an hour in. We've had 55 minutes of wrestling. It's weird. I will give it a gold coin for that. Yeah, it was a little disappointing watching SmackDown. I don't want to crap on it because the wrestlers at WWE are absolutely fantastic, but 28 minutes of wrestling in a 2-hour show. I get it. You're trying to sell pay-per-views, but oh my God, do you know what mask that is? That's not from CMLL. We know exactly who that is. That's a Conquistador's mask. Ole! Shout out to the reference, the former tag team champion, Conquistadors. The hell is he getting out of that? Spike? I saw Spike on the cover. Why is Mama Wayne getting involved in this discussion? And you notice Copeland had his case leveled a certain way? What's in the box? What's in the box? Well, the fans want to know too. Whatever's in the box is going to end things here. This is pretty awesome. All right. We got this quick match coming on. They're actually timing their social media posts really well. It's a number. This is from Deonna Purrazzo on the old X right now. If it's a numbers game you want to play, let's play. You may have got tickets to the Toronto show as well. Attaboy. That is one of the smartest things to do. That show is going to be absolutely fantastic. The Canadian shows on tour, when they hit the right cities, are just absolutely spectacular. So are they doing this match now, or are they wait? The crowd should be booing right now because there is no nobody gets to sing Judas tonight. Okay, Jericho, where are you? You're a little late. What a shock. AEW singles record 36-16-1. I'm actually surprised that he's got only 16 losses. But yeah, this has been a fun first hour, and now we're just gonna hit the brakes for a little bit. I just hope him and Teton don't go long. I would like to give the street fight the proper amount of time here. Now, does it come through the Rudos or the...
The current CMLL Welterweight Champion. Look to his mask.
He doing the Roosh pose for some reason? Last show at TO was great. Been to all of them, so... I know that I will be going to the Edmonton show. I just need to know... I want to wait and see what kind of tickets I can get for that. It isn't going to sell out, so I'm not worried about that part, but they usually do reduce tickets closer to the show, and I'm still cheap, so I definitely will check things out a little closer to the date to get tickets for it. But yeah, I definitely will be going to Edmonton. If I could get the time off work, I was offered tickets to go to Vancouver, but unfortunately work's a bit of a jerk, so... Because Vancouver would have been the Collision and ROH taping, so stupid work ruining everything. I know. Like, that's why I'm drinking the high test tonight with the caffeine in it, because, you know, those 36-hour shifts when you get back to work and then come on the stream aren't exactly the easiest in the world, but... Oh, what do we got here? Oh, they made it official. Danielson Ospreay for Dynasty. That's going to be a lot of fun to watch. That pay-per-view might be... Like, I know we were talking about Revolution getting a ton of buys. I think Dynasty's going to absolutely kill it. Like, everybody's looking for the hangover after WrestleMania, so they're not... I appreciate that they're bringing in these CMLL guys to work with. Well, I guess Jericho's probably one of the easiest to work with. Titan is not Titan-sized. No, he's not. But in Mexico, he's probably a super heavyweight. But no, he's actually the middleweight champion here in CMLL, as they described earlier, but... So you don't have to type that in the chat, don't worry. Nice up, oh, shot to the chest. Now we're going to get to the dive to the outside. Then we're going to get a little picture-in-picture, I do believe. Sometimes these matches can be a little predictable in some spots. I like when they dip from the norm. But also when you get... as long as you don't see the same 5 moves of Doom, I think you are... It's pretty easy for you to handle having... having a match go in a somewhat formulaic manner here, but... That, yeah. Once again, Jericho, ugh. I want Jericho to take 3 months off, give us all a breather, then come back ripped. I would love to see it. Just go out on tour and get in the gym. Get yourself a nice long tour. Because you can almost see the... I can't really speak much because I do have the same kind of extreme body weight up front, but at the same time... Oh, nice little face buster off the top. Little Beverly Brothers special, it looked like. He should just manage his own faction. Yeah, but the talking's the worst part because he takes too long. So we go back and now we got the picture-in-picture. I thought we'd have it while we were still outside the ring. Yeah, I don't know. With Jericho, I don't think he'd ever be... I don't think he could be somebody that could be around the ring without getting more involved. Like, I'd see him on commentary. I could see him maybe as an authority figure. But he seems like too much of a rebel for that. But I could never see him just as a manager on the outside. I don't know about you guys. He's great on commentary. Absolutely. There are so many wrestlers that are great on commentary that just want to wrestle instead. It's people that know the product, understand it that much more. And those that have been in the ring actually do compliment people very well when it comes to it. Like, hell, look at Paul White when he was there. Mike Menard is actually pretty good. And hell, Nigel McGuinness right now, he's a beautiful example of that. And you can look around pretty much anywhere. Look at the SmackDown commentary team. You got Corey Graves and Wade Barrett. Both of those guys have been in the ring for years, and they know what's going on there, so they're doing great. And with Cole, he's just been there for like 30 years, and he's actually had a match. I'll give him that. I think he's had 2. But for all the matches he had, yeah, like Jericho could take a McAfee role, come back and wrestle from time to time for big events. That to me would make a lot more sense than what he's doing right now. But I got a feeling he's here for the CMLL ride, and then that's going to be it for a while. Because, yeah, because really, as you look at it, the only other group that he can work with is the Don Callis group. And they're a little preoccupied right now fighting with each other, and they're also waiting for Kane to come. Here's the thing about Omega right now. Omega's got 2 feuds instantly when he comes back. He's got the Callis family crap. CFC, I guess, is a better way to put it. And then he also has the EVP stuff that's coming up here. So does he do the EVP stuff as a one-off and then go after Callis, or could Callis be one of the reasons why Kenny and them have a... He needs to win tag goal with the Winnipeg Jets. No, I'm going to let that run. Yeah, I think that's probably the best way to put it, because there's no championship ever to go to Winnipeg. Maybe outside the Grey Cup, because not many people watch that, but... Jesus, T-Tot again, over the top. So we're at 10 after here. We still got the FTR moment where they're probably going to announce their next rivalry going forward. Oh, we still got Mystico and Angelico. Okay. I got a feeling that'll be a 10-minute quick match here. Like I say, it's nice to see a different set of wrestlers compared to normal, but it's been somewhat funny here that, you know, I say I'm coming here for new wrestlers, but yet we see the Bucks, we see Jericho. We're going to see FTR in a little bit here. Even Team Jarrett's more of a Dynamite team than a Collision team, but who knows at that point. So I wonder what's... Oh, I know what... I know what. I just thought about this now. Oh, God. Jericho just hit his nose. Jericho looks very tired. That doesn't surprise me. And that's why his matches take so much longer, because he got to get his breath before he can get back and finish. But yeah, here's the thing. Do you really want anything other than a chronic celebration of 420? I guarantee you that's probably the only reason they're having this pay-per-view on the 21st. Because they've already announced that RVD is going to be a special guest at the 420 show in April here. Wait, is that Finn Balor in a mask? Could you imagine? Just imagine that. That's one thing I'd like to do in GM mode, like just plot stories, not just plot the matches. I love that they actually can call it an Indian Deathlock here. Oh, here comes the line tamer. This will be the end of this. Nope. Oh, that line tamer will come. Oh, God. That's the funny thing. Jericho's got like 6 finishers. Oh, I thought we were going picture in picture again. Just, you know, you're so used to certain cues. Matrix 6 out of the Judas effect. He's gassed. That's what he saw. He tried to do a spinning one, but with that kind of weight, you can't really deal with it. It's AEW. Of course, the AEW guys are going to win. Come on now, Teton. You got to know better than this. I was going to say, don't you dare do a ripcord. That was already reserved earlier tonight. Nope, here we go. This is where you get your tap out. No, it's not the line tamer, it's the walls. Doesn't have the knee on the back of the head. E for effort, but no. I will say, at least, you know, we only had 15 minutes of that, right? Told you I had some new sounds in the bag here. Oh, goody. Oh, this is, yeah. He gets 40 wins and takes a back seat. Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing that. And once again, he had to hit the button before he comes out. Wait. Why are you wearing a Britt Baker shirt out here? Fun fact, it's Aubrey Edwards' birthday. Yes, I heard about that. Yeah, there's a couple referees. I think the guy that organized the wrestling segment at TwitchCon, he had Zodiac. Damn it, now you got it. Hook has her second number. He hangs with Swerve. That's right. That makes sense. And yes, I do understand that's an M&M shirt, but still. But that makes a lot of sense. Hook has her second number. Zodiac, I think you should throw that out right now. Throw it out on X. Baker's watching all the time. I do love the fact that Baker and Chugs are always responding back to comments that are coming out. Brian Cage even, like, I know that you sent out a tweet and it got liked by him. You want it, you have it? You know what? I'm too busy working right now. You can have it all you want. Brian Cage was awesome for. I actually got one too on after you mentioned that. I just love the fact that Brian Cage goes on social media and he sees this stuff. Because after I looked at it a second time, I'm like, wow, that is totally King right there. And that was pretty awesome the way things worked out there on that. But yeah, so all in all tonight, I think this is a worthwhile endeavor, except for the fact the headache of getting onto the show on time here, right? I think I literally have to wait till 6 o'clock before I access the app here and miss the entrance or something. I don't know what's going on, but we'll have to see how this works. Maybe I can set it up so that it automatically uploads when I get it here. So, but what have you guys thought of Collision so far tonight? I think it's been a decent show. We've had some good matches. Shane Taylor and Bryan Danielson. We got Mariah May coming out, beating out Trish Adora, winning a Toni with an Eye Award. Potentially setting up the Monet Perazzo tag team. Yeah, the big thing, ton of wrestling. Like, everybody's got their apples and oranges. And, well, yeah, I think apples and oranges is a correct thing here. They try to tell their stories at AEW more in the ring, while you have WWE literally have to hand feed you your stories. Which is fine, don't get me wrong. But it's a very, and this is one thing I really realized as I was looking back and organizing stuff, and it's really apparent with the promo that was going on at the end of the night. They are diving back to the tropes of 90s wrestling right now. And when I mean 90s wrestling, I mean Attitude Era wrestling, sorry. Where it's a lot of storyline, a lot of filler. The action isn't necessary. The only difference between now and then is the fact the wrestlers they have now are so much better than they had then. You had a lot of great personalities back then. Now you have a lot of great wrestlers. And that's where the infuriating part comes. Oh, I wonder what they're going to say here. Are they going to say that they have to win the titles or else they're retiring? Is this the segment where they send Cash away to jail? It's a little early because I think the actual, whatchamacallit, the court proceedings start in June, I do believe. So I do know that Cash can't leave the country right now. I think he had to submit his passport in for this. They still need a Glock Anderson manager? Absolutely. I love that shirt, by the way, the baseball shirt, the Shatter Machine. I love all types of baseball shirts like that. Truth be told, once I get things organized here on who's going to be around and who's not, I want to get backbreaker baseball jerseys, like the sleeveless ones. They can wear with a baseball shirt like that.
And all I can really say about that is that's life, right? It happens. Life has this way of sometimes it can knock you down, and it has this habit sometimes of kicking you while you're there.
Okay.
For us, all we can really do, get up, dust ourselves off, and keep moving forward.
Well, somebody's got to come out and challenge them if they're going to do this babyface promo like this.
2024 marks 10 years of FTR.
Pizza Hut inspired baseball tee is pretty sweet.
Getting knocked down and getting each other back to our feet, dusting ourselves off and moving forward.
Throw a link in the chat for it if you want, because I wouldn't mind checking that out myself here.
It just so happens that we now have an AEW World Tag Team Title Tournament around the corner. And in case you didn't know, now you know, officially throwing our names in the ring.
Because I don't, like I've set it up so that my VIPs can actually throw links in there without a problem.
Collision has been built on the back of tag team wrestling. Anything on it?
And I do have to add a few more VIPs to the list here as we're going along.
FTR versus Bullet Club go 58 minutes. And it would be easy. It would be easy for me to tell you we're the greatest tag team of all time. It would be easy for me to tell you we're going to go through this tournament, win the AEW World Tag Team Championships, grab this show, grab this division, throw it on our back, and take it higher than it's ever been. That would be easy.
But you're not going to do that.
There's one thing I'm not. I ain't a liar. And Tony, you saw the pay-per-view. I can't confidently say that FTR has been firing on all cylinders. And in saying that, I have a little bit of self-doubt. We all go
He's always had this self-doubt issue here.
be in this tournament for the World Tag Team Championships. But if you'll have us, I promise you, we'll give you every ounce of energy, every ounce of sweat, every ounce of passion we have in our body till we roll over and can't get back up. And until then, hopefully, we can become your first ever three-time AEW World Tag Team Champions. Top guys, out.
No, who's the infantry? Okay. Charlie Bravo, Sean Dean. Oh, these are guys we never get a chance to see. All right, I got your link saved there. Thanks for that, Zodiac. I'm going to check that out after the stream tonight.
That we're the most dynamic, the most popular, the most handsome, the flyest, the coolest. Don't forget handsome.
Well, at least, they got at least the, they're not stumbling over their words like Max Caster, at least.
Now we in ATL, right? This what we call home, right? So Atlanta, if you rockin' with the infantry, can we get a hoorah?
All right. I like the look of these guys. Talk of their jib.
Everybody knows cap don't cap, and to be honest with you, Tony, we almost
Zodiac, it's not about screwing up just one intro. It's getting your intro cut 4 or 5 times.
I'm sorry. All right. Listen. To keep it all the way jiggy, guys. I'm sorry. To keep it, I'll take you one day. Listen, to keep it all the way jiggy, guys. The reason why we came out here is because we respect you guys, and we love you. It's a magical place. Hey, we really respect you guys.
Magic City.
Everything that you guys have done in the AEW Tag Team division. So, we want to come out here face to face and keep it real cool and say, when it comes to this AEW Tag Team tournament, may the best team win.
All right. But oh, God. Low hanging fruit. Low hanging fruit there.
That's real cute and edgy, but the revival's dead. And if we beat you in the tournament, you will be too. Top guys out. Well, the tag team tournament starts next Saturday, right here on Collision.
Okay, so we get the tournament next weekend.
Plans for the future. Next Wednesday in Boston will be big business for everyone involved. It is official for big business.
So now they're just doing. Okay, they're just talking about the AEW title. That's going to be a fun show. And once again, just a reminder for everybody, I should be plugging this more. Coming out on Wednesday, Kayla J's going to be joining me for AEW Big Business here live on the old Twitch channel here. So, and yeah, that's going to be the first of many guests that we're going to have on here. And I think pretty much everybody that's in here right now is got an open invitation. We just have to figure out the when. So, I love the fact we're not getting a commercial break here between this match here, or we might in between the intros here. Just because we got to get through this, then we got to get to that street fight here to end the show. Historic middleweight champion. I am actually surprised that they brought Mystico back after the last foobar that he had here. He ended up. He basically didn't want to lose to on his trip, so they ended up switching him up to a tag team match so that he didn't have to take the pin instead of having a trios match where he was supposed to eat the pin. Oh, goody. We get to see Serpentico on our screens. The Nyla Rose Annihilator. I gotta love how cool, calm, and relaxed. And, now we know why Jake Hager can't wear that hat anymore. Haven't seen Angelico in forever. Yeah, I think the last time I saw him was on AEW Dark. So that should tell you how long it's been. I know that he's been somewhat regular on ROH TV. I do remember some stories that I heard locally here that certain wrestlers, one of them in particular in the ring, came up for a local promotion and they held his passport, so he had to work more before he could get it back. That was something interesting. Hybrid 2 wasn't a bad tag team. No, not at all. Jack Evans and Angelico were actually pretty decent together. But it was to the point where the tag team division was so saturated and they really did have a place for both of them. So now you almost wonder, is Angelico this big, or is Mystico just that small? I think it's more the Mystico small part, but a few little hip hop moves, just put the crowd over here. I can't see, like I said, I can't see this match going for more than another 5 or 6 minutes here. Because they are definitely going to have to... that was weird. Okay. I guess this is a little luchador wrestling, so you do have to take it with like 5 pounds of salt instead of 5 grains of salt. Shivani. I don't always agree with you, but when I do, you make a good point. So, while we got a spare second here, I'll let you guys know what the plans are for tonight. After Collision, we are going to wrap things up for that. I'm not going to shut the stream down. We're just going to go to break. I'm going to take a couple minutes here. We'll probably throw an ad on just to, get those out of the way here for a while. And then when we come back, we're going to get back here with WWE 2K24. And we're going to get into the GM mode. We're probably going to do the draft, and we'll do at least week 1. Depending what time it is, we might do week 1 and 2, depending how fast the draft goes for us. I think it's going to go fairly quick. During the break, I will put a poll up for you guys to identify which promotion I should use for 2K24. I know that I won't be using ECW. ECW is the latest addition to 2K24. However, they don't have a women's title and you can't edit one in. So if you want to have a women's division at ECW, they got nothing to fight for. Just the way it is. But at least we're having a good match here as we're going along here. But that's that. We still got another half hour left here, so it shouldn't be too long for me to adjust things as we get things going here. Probably because literally I just have to fire up the game, stop the recording, start downloading the recording to my portable drive, and then I think it's probably going to take longer than the break, so I'll probably just fire it back up to... I got to fire up the Xbox, make sure it's running here. So probably around 3 to 5 minutes, somewhere in there, and then we'll get going here. But yeah, I hope you guys are enjoying the show. I hope you're enjoying our first ever look through at AEW Collision. Once again, I hope I could get the technical stuff figured out sooner so we can watch a little bit earlier. I do find it funny that I got I was just looking at it. I only timed the guy out for 10 minutes, but he must have juked as soon as I timed him out. Well, we'll see what happens. I'll keep that on memory here, and I just want to see here if I can... Yeah, that's what I thought. Ugh. Gotta love those people that say they are a streamer, but they don't. They barely have any followers. Like I don't care if you don't have a lot of subs. That's just hell. I don't have a lot of subs right now, to be honest. But if you've been around for 2 years and have 20 followers, speaks a lot to how much you stream. Not saying you're not putting in the effort, but 20 followers in 2 years, I think that's borderline impossible. Oh, so they're doing it for Quebec City. Okay. So they're literally doing 2 tours now. So after Big Business, they're pretty much in Canada for the rest of the month. In Eastern Canada. Why are you beating up Serpentico? What did he do to you? You got some of that snake oil money on him or what? Big Business. Yes. After Big Business. I'm going to have to get a money sound put in for next week. Cash register money. Jesus. It just amazes me, some of these luchador wrestlers that can just flip things like out of nowhere without even thinking twice. But I got a feeling that Mystico's probably going to end up winning this. I'm actually surprised they're giving him as much time as they are right now. Also depends how much they expect to have for the how much time they want to have for that main event. Like, don't get me wrong, having Jeff Jarrett on my screen for as little time as possible is always a positive, but at the same time, I'd like to have a competitive main event. Ah, okay, I see. Yeah, a lot of people online are commenting about all the new packages. Like, I will say this, AEW is doing a hell of a job bringing in some new talent into the mix here. I'm just so glad Jeff Jarrett hasn't hijacked AEW yet. You know he's probably tried about 3 times. I think Jeff's run out of opportunities, and I think I don't know how much promoting he wants to get into after his last main event with Ric Flair. But he did actually get the sponsorship for the Texas Chainsaw Massacre match. I know everybody considers that match horrible. I didn't think it was that horrible because they were promoting a video game. It wasn't main event worthy, but with as many weapons as they had in that match, I don't think you really put it in AR spot. I love the fact that Shivani's making the same mistake I am, and he actually... Oh. This is where I think he gets thrown out. No. I love the fact that the referee's not even counting because he told the guys, look, you got to go home. I love that a springboard crossbody is a transition move for him. I love that, yeah, just simple moves like that. Oh no, here we go. Yeah. You notice how somebody... Somebody ended up so one thing I hate, and I'm just bringing up now, you do a spot, once you end up doing a spot and then it doesn't work, so you just go back and do it again. They unfortunately had to do that there. I gotta love the sportsmanship. Now beat the crap out of him. Just had to boo that because, you know, I want to see a little extra beating up here. But yeah, this show here tonight has absolutely been, it's been fun. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. I have. As tradition on the watch-alongs here, the sidecasts, just giving you a heads up on what's coming up next week here. Immediately following this, we're doing the WWE 2K24 GM mode. We're going to get into that. Then I won't be on tomorrow, but I will be on Monday, 7 o'clock roughly, with Tears of the Kingdom. We're actually going to start playing the game rather than deal with the tutorials that we've been dealing with for so long. So we actually got all our powers that we're going to get for right now. So, and then Tuesday's TBA. Wednesday is going to be big business with Kayla J. We got to throw that ad up there once again. So make sure you stop by for that. We're going to have a lot of discussion about what's going on here in the world of pro wrestling, because I know she's a huge Mercedes Moné fan, so probably the biggest one I know. Thursday is going to be the Backbreaker Fight Club in the afternoon. I haven't decided which way we're going to go yet. MK1 is just, I still got to play as Peacemaker, but I don't know if I really want to even touch that game anymore. We might end up going to Street Fighter for that. Then at the end of the month, I actually picked up the... I got convinced to pick up the definitive edition of Guilty Gear Strive yesterday, so that comes in on the 29th. So for April, we're probably going to... Yeah, my buddy, one of my buds just texted me here about just checking out what's going on with everything. Really excited for what's going to be happening here at Dynasty here, so. But yeah, then Friday's TBA right now, I'm not working, but we'll see how things go. I might just take the night off here as we go, because I have some other plans that we get coming up here on stream. And then Saturday, we're back here with Collision and the start of the AEW Tag Team Tournament. Sorry if I'm a little all over the place here. You know, Saturdays are a little more convoluted when it comes to stuff. So it's going to be interesting here with this main event here. This TK loves the tournament. Absolutely. I don't mind them if they're done right. And I think the reason TK loves the tournament more than anything is the fact that he tries to push a little bit more of more stories in the ring. And when you do a tournament, you have the ability to create some artificial ones that just show up out of nowhere, right? So if their entrance is like that, does that mean that Brody King is a face and Buddy Matthews is a heel just the way they came out? Yeah, the Continental Classic was an absolutely amazing way of doing that, right? And a lot of people were crapping on it because they didn't know the format, they didn't know what to do. And sometimes the best advice I could give to a wrestling fan is just shut up and watch. I know they were saying that here on a video, basically watching a stream and commenting about it. But sometimes when it comes to tournaments and to different things when it comes to wrestling that you don't know about, watch it and find out what the hell's going to happen. Because if you never know what you're going to find. It's sort of like, trying to find a new hobby. You got to try it out before you say no to it, right? If you're not going to say anything about it, fine. But if you're going to say something about it, just shut up and watch. Is it just me, or is this team absolutely all over the place? Like the collision between Mark Briscoe and the House of Black, isn't that like polar opposites here? I still love Jeff Jarrett's theme even to this day. I hope to get Brody King a singles run soon. I'll be perfectly frank. I'll be perfectly Mike too, but that's beside the point here. I think they give Brody King a run after Malachi Black's contract's up. Who knows how long his contract is? I don't get into that crap, because why? But the House of Black eventually is going to break up, and that's when you're going to get Brody King singles run. You think he's going back to the Fed? It wouldn't surprise me. If I had to be a betting man, I would want to be around my wife all the time. If there's some way to get Zelina over here and see a Trinidad back on the AEW roster eventually, maybe they could do that. Oh no! Why in the do we have to have a Jericho match at Big Business? Why? They just announced Hook and Jericho versus the Gates of Agony. That's like one of those matches you put not even on main events. You put like the internet special match. I'm sorry for Hook. I really am. Could you imagine if he actually goes over time in that, and then Joe has to run short? They don't use Zelina in WWE, and Malachi would be using. Here's the thing, like, she is getting used to the LWO gimmick right now. I don't think, to be honest, outside of a good, I would say, half dozen, maybe 8 women right now, the 2 main storylines, is there really anything going on with the women's division overall? Malachi's more of an AEW guy. I would love to see Thea come over. She's just such a good hand to work with. Like, hell, they trusted her to be a part of the Saraya movie, right? Like the Fighting With My Family movie? Yeah, like the women's division, as much as, don't get me wrong, the AEW women's division is, like, roster-wise is absolutely stacked. Storyline-wise is absolutely crap. God! Okay. Sorry, let me get this out right now. So now we're getting guys trying to go on fire. They're talking about the last time when they tried to set Matthews on fire here with the table, apparently. But is Mark going through that table, or is... What Culture pointed out a lot of the failings in the women's division recently, cutting entrances short because of The Rock going over. Well, that's exactly it. Like, oh my God. Oh my God. Brody missed the, oh my God. Briscoe completely missed the table. He went right down on that stack of chairs, which is going to be like 10 times more painful. Jesus. To be fair, in regards to what happened there, it's not just the women's matches that got their entrances cut short. It was everybody that got their entrance cut short. Like, I actually found it funny that there were a couple matches there where the wrestlers literally couldn't get to the ring before the next set of music came on. Yes, it's very much more apparent in the women's matches there after what happened with The Rock. That's why I was especially happy on how The Rock got his segment cut off last week, or yesterday for that matter. And don't get me wrong, like when I say this, AEW is not doing much better when it comes to only having 2 feuds going on right now at most. Oh, the big difference is the women came down during the commercial. Yeah, that's true. One thing I really can't stand is the already in the ring part. Because you know the person who's already in the ring isn't winning. It just, straight up, that's what's going to be happening here. Sorry, I got to shut down the gamer subs here tonight, so. But yeah, it's troubling to see how the most prolific women's division right now is the way things are going. You have to go with ROH. And by the way, if you didn't hear, for Supercard of Honor coming up, they're setting up Athena versus Hikaru Shida for the AEW Women or the ROH Women's Championship. Yes, please. That is awesome. That's another thing I got to get on my soundboard here. I wish I would have thought of this stuff while I was on holidays, but, you know, I digress. Athena's kicking ass in our, like, right now, Athena's probably one of the best things going. Like, Athena has always been what Toni Storm is now down at ROH. I think that's the best way to explain it as far as I'm concerned. You can't tell me Jeff Jarrett's going through a table. Old man Jarrett's not going through a table. There's no way. Ooh. Ooh. Maybe Jarrett is going through a table. And Sanjay just threw out the hit him with a guitar, but the guitar didn't even break. Sanjay's going through the table now. Watch Julia stop him. Told ya. Julia's got a gas can? Oh, no. All right, this is... Oh, no. Where's Willow? Oh, wait a second. Oh, Karen Jarrett with a shot to the nuts. And Sanjay gets one last shot in. I got a pack of Sanjay pencils in your last AEW crate. Nice. Oh. The delay there was hilarious, but I love the fact that, like, it's almost an inconvenience for Julia there. She's like, Phew. Let's put Brody through a flaming table. Come on now. I'm sure he loves it. They're actually going to get a rope... No, I didn't think so. Oh, interesting. To be honest, they all love it. Like, you can't say that these guys aren't having fun out there. Like, don't get me wrong, it's grueling work, but And many times those street fights are usually pretty fun. Because you don't really have to do a whole lot, but when you do a spot, it gets over a lot more. Like, it's the only place I realize where you're like, ooh, I want to do that. Ooh, I want to do that. Ooh, I want to jump off that. Why do you think Sting decided he wanted to jump off a bunch of high things? Because he wanted to. You think they're going to tell Sting, no, you can't do something? Oh, and Lethal's got a mum badge on his arm. Wonder if his mom just passed away. Oh no, they're doing this. Okay. And that's stuck. And through the table. But Malachi shut up. Black mass. House of Black logo on their ass looks like a modified Duchy of Xenon emblem from Gundam. Wouldn't surprise me. Wouldn't surprise me at all. All right, everybody's dead except for the two people that were all a part of this. Oh no. I love the gear, by the way. The House of Black's gear, the red dripping down like that. Jay Drilla! Now he's got the spike. Oh, God. What's the spike? All right, well, we're not getting the spike spot. All right, so we're okay with that. Okay, here we go. Somebody's going through that table. Oh, no. Oh, we finally getting it. No way! All right, well, barbecue Briscoe. And that's how you end it. And the House of Black are just piece it out. Should have saved the gas can for the table. And Julia's like, what are you idiots doing? Get over here and help me with Mark. Or with Brody, sorry. I wouldn't mind it so much if his clothes wouldn't have got burnt a little bit, but you know what? That's... Yeah, they're going to be fading to black here pretty quick. No pun intended. But I have to say, for like a first Collision on stream, that actually was a ton of fun to watch here. I hope you guys enjoyed it as well. We got Danielson and Shane Taylor. That was a fantastic match, which led to Ospreay Danielson coming up at Dynasty. Brody got one hell of a block. Yeah, well, that guitar probably gave him some... When you wrap a guitar around a guy's face, you're hoping that nothing sticks to the eye, but yeah, I think that might have been what happened there. Then you got the whole thing with Deonna and Toni, which is probably going to set up the Mercedes angle coming out. It's probably Toni and Mariah coming out for a promo, and then Deonna comes out announcing that she has a partner to work with her. Stereotypical, but still fun. You had FTR pushing the tournament coming up. You had Nick Wade in a great match with one of the locals. I forget what Aiden Knight, I believe. And then Aiden Prince, sorry, not Aiden Knight. And yeah, just 2 hours of wrestling. That's a lot of great wrestling. So I love it. I hope we can do more of this every Saturday. It seems like you guys are enjoying it as well. Once again, thank you everybody for stopping by here. So